Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Catfish Weekly. Along with Josh, I'm the Chad. We're missing our third amigo again this week,
Yeah,
but just everybody remember to keep him in your thoughts and prayers as he goes through some troubles in life. We love you, Lyle, even
love
if
you,
you
Dad.
are the shortest father of all time. Anyway, Josh will say hi to some folks here in chat. They're starting to slowly pile in here as the show
Yeah.
is kicking off, but it might help me keep up. So we got Bugman22, member LG Bass, Mike Sampson, Outdoors in Indiana with Dave Scott, 922 Crappie Barbecue, member Rigging for Fatties, Hooked on Crappie, Dog and I Outdoors. What's up, Curtis? Bumpin' Mike Greenwell, Buckeye Catfishing, Certified Fishing Nut, Rowdy Royal, John Patrick Jr. What's up, Patrick? Michelle, Miss It's All Mine, Dan Brewer is what we'll go with. Hopefully I said your last name right. Wabash Nate, Parker Pursuits, Sean Abney, Northeast Kansas Fisherman, member Brian B. Catfishing, Dave Garshar, member Cool Cats Fishing,
Hey, James.
Schmeeder of the Cedar. I love that they come in every week.
Still my favorite name.
Everybody needs to step up their name game because Schmeeder of the Cedar is just
Schmeeder on the Cedars. Yeah, I like that one.
yeah. Brad Beck, Lance McCoo guy. Apparently Greenwell's unhappy with somebody with the number 24. Lynn from Catfish Weekly.
It used to be Jeff Gordon. I don't know who that is now.
I don't know either. Matt from Wannabe Outdoors. Northern View Outdoors. Nina's Kayak Crew. Muskrat Adventures. Burrito, a.k.a. Lisa Swain. Jerry Hagar. 419 Fishing and Powder Coating. David McCoy. Bill Forshey. Scroll down just here. Seen them, set them.
Yeah.
Butterflies in Sunshine. Did we say hi to Parker Pursuits, or are we?
We usually don't, but I mean we can.
We'll skip him again this week.
Yeah. There's channel member Danny Stone Outdoors, so we'll say hi to Danny.
For some reason, I don't even see Dan. Oh, there he is. Scoot over. Yeah. I'm coming in. There he is. You know how this chat gets sometimes when you're scrolling.
Sometimes it'll go crazy, yeah.
There was somebody else I just saw and I lost him. Joe Newman, that's who it was. Now I am down to the bottom. We got 3 nights. Dave Funk. They're starting to pile in. We got 60.
We're starting to get a few in there. Daytona's finishing up, so.
What's that?
Come on now.
Well, I mean, I know that some people's drivers are now owned by like LeBron James and
I've heard that,
people like that. So, oh wait, there's the first. We'll start out that we would like to let everybody know that Lyle is not happy, apparently, because of the race.
Yeah. Hey, there's channel member Mark from Catfish and Crappie.
What's up, Mr. Mark?
You know what? I got him good last week.
You did.
Yeah, because we put him in timeout last week during the show, and he come in and said he was going to time me out in Panfish Nation, and he never did.
Really?
Because he didn't know what account I was in there on.
Ooh. Smart way to play it. Josh, today is President's Day.
Yep.
So I thought it would be fun when we were talking about it. And obviously the thumbnail might allude to we're going to talk about who is on the Mount Rushmore of catfishing, but it's not. It's not exactly what we're planning here tonight. Because obviously, I know I'm on the Mount Rushmore, and I don't think there's anybody could probably be put next to me because it's the greatest Mount Rushmore of all time. So I don't even know if we need to go down that route at this moment. But I thought there's lots of things that we could talk about. I could smell the fear last Wednesday. You can just be like me and you don't even chat.
That's your story, Mark. You tell it. But no, that's going to be an interactive night for the chat.
Yeah.
Chat's going to get to have some fun with this one because we were talking about it backstage before we started.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, we definitely want you guys to be engaged in this. Just to throw it out there, like the first one we'll talk about to give us an idea, and then we want you guys' input of other categories that we could talk about putting on the Mount Rushmore. But Josh, I think we got to start with the Mount Rushmore of reels.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, since I came up with it, I'll go ahead and take the easy one. Abu Garcia 6500.
The 6500.
Number one on the Mount Rushmore. I mean, you can't. I don't think there's anything that can touch that. But
no, Abu 6500 has to make it. I'm going to go with the Pin Squall. Not exactly my favorite reel, but I think it definitely earned a place up there on it.
But why?
They're built like a tank. I mean, you cannot destroy a Pin Squall. They're affordable reels. Hold a ton of line, even on the 20 series.
Yeah.
And they're just.
Sorry. I'm not doing it wrong.
BS about saying
yeah, I know, right? Now, see, I agree with you, and I think if you're going to wanting line capacity, you go with Pin.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like you said, they are built winches, in my opinion.
Bill Forsey said Pin 209 or 309. That's another good pin reel.
I see. Me personally, I like the low profile Pin Squalls.
I want one of those low profile Pin Squalls. I have not talked myself into buying one yet. So
I can tell you that, in my opinion, they're well worth it. They are awesome. But
Parker will talk about reels right now, so
yeah,
let's hold on to that one. I'm sure we'll get there, but
yeah, we'll definitely. I think we can go that route next, but
definitely Pin Squidmaster. I don't know that I've heard of that reel.
Squidmaster. I don't know that I know that one.
Now I'm going to write it down. That way I can look at it later.
And
Ray, don't be giving me nothing weird to Google that's going to get me in trouble. So we do that to Lyle.
Hold on. I'll share it. No.
We do that to Lyle all the time.
Yeah. Was it? And then, I mean, like I said, the only thing about like the low profile obviously is I think if you're going to go low profile with the Pin Squalls, you're looking at it with a braid capacity, not the mono.
Yeah.
So,
I was looking at the low profile Pin Squalls as a bumping reel. So, I mean, I'd be using braid anyway.
Well, I have two of them, like I said, and I use them for my suspended rods.
That right there was going to be my other pick.
Okay.
The Shimano Dakotas. I have never used one. I know a ton of people who do. They are another reel that's right up there with the Abus as far as quality and reliability. So the Pin Squall and the Shimano Dakota. That's going to be my two of four here.
Well, Matt's saying the Piscafun Alios.
Alios.
Now, for me, that is one that I was going to say on mine is because the affordability are the Piscafun Chaos. You can't really beat $50-$60, and 9 times out of 10 you're getting deals on them, so they're even cheaper. So
you can catch those on Amazon. They had them on sale, flash sale a couple weeks ago. You could get a Chaos 60 for like $45.
You can't hardly beat that. Because I mean, even if you go over to like Walmart, Shakespeare, I don't know which one it is, but
Northeast Kansas Fisherman. Lyle's taken a few weeks off. He has had some family things go on. He is good. He is well, but he is taking well-deserved few weeks off. He told us he will be back next week, and we do ask that you keep Lyle and his family in your prayers. And that's all the information that I'm prepared to give on it. So,
Me too.
But everybody's good. Just, never hurts. Little extra prayers never hurt either. So.
Yep. And while we're doing that, let's keep, we got a couple people that have had some things going on in the YouTube community as well. Mr. James Allball passed away about a week or so ago. Please keep his family in there. And then also Mr. Tim Molina, he got some pretty rough news here recently. So he's battling through that and trying to keep his head up. So, and if there's anybody else I miss, I know there's all kinds of stuff going on.
So question for you, are we just going catfish reels on this category or reels in general?
Well, this is Catfish Weekly.
I know that, but I've got
what are you wanting to throw on there as a hanger?
I'm wanting to throw the Zebco 33 in because I would say that more fish have been caught on that than all the other reels.
You're not wrong.
I mean,
but the Zebco 33 and like the Zebco 808, you could throw either one of them on her because I know when I was a kid, that's what I used.
Oh,
was the Zebco
808 was the big dog. So
there's definitely a few more that we probably throw on to be on that Mount Rushmore of reels. But
Ray Smith says the 202. I have never had good luck out of the 202s.
No.
But Zebco's got to make the list. Parker's saying Zebco was the first catfish reel. We all started on a Zebco. They're the gateway drug of fishing reels. I mean,
well, we could have went this. We could have just went from regular catfish reels to bumping reels. We can talk about the bumping reels.
We can do that. I'd be all for that. So bumping.
Not that I'm a big bumper. You're the bumping master apparently on this show today. I mean, you have been put out on shorts bumping some fish up here and there. But
I enjoy it.
So what's your go-to on the bumping reels? I know you said that
bumping reel is the Okuma Citrix 364. That is a low profile. Basically, if you've seen the Okuma, was it Komodo?
That's what I've got is the Komodos.
This is the same reel as the Komodo, basically the same reel as the Komodo, but with brass innards instead of stainless steel. And if you buy it into 364, you get a 6:4 to 1 gear ratio. I wish they offered it in a 7-to-1, but they don't. If anybody from Okuma ever sees this, make it to 7-to-1. I'll buy 2 of them tomorrow. So.
Yeah, the only thing about the Komodos that I would like to have had on them would be a line counter.
You need to use the Komodos one day whenever you're doing your regular thing, and then you can have the Komodo Dragon.
That is a kick-ass idea.
It's going to happen now.
Now it's probably going to happen. Let's see.
All right, so you got the Komodo.
Yeah, what's the so I've got the Komodo. I've actually one of my favorite reels I've ever had, and I could have used it for bumping. I have not because I'm not. We don't ever, when I can go fishing, we usually don't have the current for it, or the temperature's not right. So, but I had the Abu Garcia Max Toro. I really love that freaking reel. That's why I originally bought it. But it has became more of a suspending reel.
That's what I want to say. That's what Heath ended up buying for a bumping reel, and hasn't.
I can't find them anymore.
He had to get on eBay to get one.
I don't know if they discontinued it or what, but the Max Toro was very nice, low profile.
Stan's saying for a bumping reel, the Cast King Cap Stan. No pun intended there. Awesome reel.
What is the other one? The Citrix? That one's a good one. Citrix.
Citrix is the one that I use. The PC Fun Alios, I think would fit the bill for a good bumping reel. And It's hard to beat the old standby Daiwa Lexus, whether it be the Lexa 300 or 400.
Trying to catch up in chat. I kind of just
had
it set in there, and now I'm way up top, so I'm not sure where we're at.
There really isn't. There doesn't have to be a difference between the bump and reel, the everyday reel, but a lot of folks prefer a low profile reel for bumping, and that lets you get a better grip on the rod. You're not, usually with a low profile reel, you're working towards a lighter weight, because if you're going to have the rod in your hand to be bumping all day long, you don't, at least for me, I want the lightest rod that I can get away with. I want the lightest reel I can get away with, but it's still got to have the capacity to hold a bunch of braid. So, yeah, absolutely.
Convector. That's what it was. Muskrat convector.
Fatty says, "Can I?"
Oh, sorry, buddy. I didn't mean to hit that. I went to start scrolling back down after you hit that, and
said, "Can I ask my catfish family to keep my buddy and his wife in your prayers, please? My buddy's wife suffered a stroke on Friday. Ouch. Yeah, absolutely.
Very, very. Hate to hear that.
We've got a very good catfish family here, so we take care of one another, even if we give each other a hard time every now and then, but that's part of it too.
I don't do that just every now and then. I do it a lot. Like
I do it pretty
much all the time. But yeah, that was the one I was thinking of, not the Citric, the Convector. I've heard really good things about from people. Never have owned one yet though.
And you've got the low profile Squall.
Yeah, the low profile squalls are the ones I have now. I will say that the squalls, just like their counterpart round reels, they're kind of hefty. But I think that overall they would still make a really good bump and reel.
That's what I was considering them for, was a bump and reel. The only thing that threw me off of them is I want to say that I wanted the 400 size, but I wanted it with a double paddle handle, not a power handle.
No, see, I like the power handle on anything.
I like a paddle handle for bumping. That's personal preference. If they can do it, but I would have to order the reel and then order the handle separately, and it was going to end up being quite a bit more money just to make that one work. So,
well, see, I mean, like you said, personal preference, but it also depends on like hand size. I've got really big manly hands, and you've got those dainty little carny hands is what we call them.
You've got dockery hands.
I'm not. My hands are definitely not that small.
Stand 3, man. I hate to hear that, buddy.
Oh, you pulled a Chad, huh? Don't worry, people won't. Say nothing about it for years and years and years.
So let's get. Yeah, guys, if those of you in chat tonight's going to be kind of a list show, and it can come in handy because I know a ton of people are going to CatCon this weekend, and you're going to have gear from A to Z, all ends of the spectrum, available to you that you can go home with. You also, Chad has a silver Sharpie that I gave him last year, and he will be signing autographs whether you want it or not. So if he gets too close to you, he will autograph something of yours.
It does work. I just
$5 you can get Chad not to autograph something for you.
Yeah, it will cost you for me not to autograph.
Yeah,
just so you know. Okay.
So list tonight. Anybody wanting to? So we've covered our basic reels. We've covered our bumping reels.
But I think, needless to say, the only one we didn't even have to explain was the Abu Garcia 6500.
No, that's that's not one of my favorite reels, but it has to be on the list. I mean, it is.
Yeah.
Stan has his Sharpies ready. So.
Copycat.
Fishing and Freedom in here?
I saw him earlier.
Yep. Parker call me after the show. We'll figure out when we're going to do that, and I'll drive and meet you or something. Depending on when you're coming through to go drive out there, Parker, we can just I catch up with you guys for dinner Thursday or something.
So we've obviously covered the easy one because Abu for life. But what do you guys want us to do for the next Mount Rushmore? Do we want to do rods? Josh is gone. I feel alone.
I'm still here. Give me a second.
Oh, okay. You're doing something. What do you guys think? You want to do rods? You want to do, fishing line, bait? What do you want? Talk to us. Be engaged. Help us come up with topics tonight. Ray Smith says rods.
Rods, let's do that.
Well, I'm going to take the easiest one of all.
I know.
Because if it can catch a world record, it's got to be on there.
It has to make.
And that's the ugly stick. The
ugly stick. Doesn't help that we were both beaten with one as kids.
I was beaten by more. I think everybody, when I came out, every family member and doctor had an ugly stick beating me with it.
Oh, yeah.
But that's okay, because you know why? My wife says it's okay. You've been that way your whole life. So she doesn't hold it against me.
Oh, stand 3. Said the FOA rods.
FOA, baby. Well, I already picked mine. So you're up. I always take the easy way out. And I take the easy
I'm going with the old standby. Been around forever. Tangled with Catfish. I still love them. I know there's all kinds of rods on the market. TWCs aren't as flashy as some of the newer ones, but they still get the job done. So
you're right, and honestly, they usually are a pretty decent price.
And the price is right. And if you get to see, I'll tell this secret this year because we're not, unfortunately, not going to be able to make it to CatCon. We've got some work training. Christina and I both do, and not going to be able to get out of it this year. But if you go up to the Tangled with Catfish booth there at CatCon, you can pick up really good deals on blemished rods. And you can't. I've never been able to find what the blemish is.
Well, you just let me know if you need a blemish on one.
But get up there. If you get in there real early in the morning, you could usually pick up good deals. And they'll be 30% off the regular price or so, give or take. Jeff Beal said $25 clearance bay fishing rod. It's hard to beat those rods too.
Which ones?
Just you picked it up in the bargain bin kind of fishing rod.
I mean, before like joining this, community, you really bought what like obviously Walmart, but when you went into your local tackle stores and stuff, I mainly banked fished at the time. My Daiwa rods were really nice, ones like that. But now you're getting into there's a ton of different rod companies out there, and I'm sure a lot of people in this chat will agree. The Uncle Lou rods that have been out for a few years, they are just as good and can compete with any of the major brands out there. I've had a complete set of orange of both sizes. I've had the blue ones, and I've never had one, fail on me. So now, we won't even talk about hooks until later, but I've had those fail on me. But
yeah. Oh,
and
yeah. I had some. I threw a whole package of hooks out into the Ohio River one day.
I can understand.
And you probably know what brand they were.
Probably.
We'll get to them. If we're going to talk about rods, I'm going back. I know on the first section with the reels that I come up with the Zebco 33, and we talked about it. We can generalize that as just Zebco. The Zebco Big Cat rods that come with or the Zebco rods that come on the 808 or 888 combos. They're 2-piece. They're nothing fancy, but man, they're hard. It's hard to break one of those things too. Mm-hmm. And I put them to the test up at Mendota a couple years ago on those big channel cats that get mean up there, and they came through, like crazy. So
Yeah, I mean, I think something like that's fun, especially to go with a lighter action rod that,
Berkeley big game rods. There we go. Jody
Berkeley
brought
big game. Yeah, yeah, they're not too bad. I don't know that I would put them on my Mount Rushmore. I'm thinking like all time type rods and reels and stuff.
You're
And
talking
even some of the
end.
well, not even necessarily not higher end. I mean, you look at the ugly stick, and it's definitely not a. It doesn't have like the backbone of something like a Big Cat Fever or Mad Cats or something like that, but it does the job. If it can pull in a world record or over 100-pound fish
Oh yeah.
and get the job done, it's a damn good
Bernie
reel
Brown
rod.
says the Blackhorse rods are very good, and he heard the guy that makes them beats people with them to see if they hold
Well,
up.
that I was going to say. I've have recently acquired a few of those.
Yeah, we'll have to give a Blackhorse rod to that guy's favorite NASCAR driver, because it looks like that guy ain't going to beat nobody.
Wow. Just note that I am no longer the least favorite son.
Parker said he's broke a few of the Berkeley big game rods.
You would, Parker. Yeah, I mean, honestly, any rod can be broke.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when you don't know how to fish like Parker.
And Ray Smith's Ugly Stick has a lot more different types of rod or different rods than
That is true.
And it is. I've got a bunch. Probably my favorites, and I use them for my bank fishing gear, is the white Ugly Stick Catfish. They just say Catfish on them. And those are good. I've got the Ugly Stick. I want to say they're called Big Waters. I've got a 10-foot.
I know the Big Waters.
I've got a 10-foot Big Water spinning rod. That thing works real well.
I'm trying to think.
Tom from LG Bass. Oh, come back here. Tom from LG Bass said, have Uncle Lou's, Muddy River, Mad Cats, FOA, and New Black Horse. Never had a problem with any of them.
Yeah.
There's a ton of good rods on the.
There is, and I think there's, like you said, there's a lot of different brands out there, more and more all the time. But I've owned pretty much all of them. We have. The Big Cat Fevers, we've got Mad Cats, we've got Uncle Lou's, we've got Muddy Rivers, I've got my Lyle rods, my FOA rods, and they've all, for the most part, been pretty decent. But if you had to add one of those, I guess I'd have to add Lyle's, just because he lets me be a co-host on the show every week.
Yeah, we gotta put.
I know, I do. I love them.
I gotta get me one. He and I were talking about the design.
You do, because even before Dee pulled her tricks and she bought all of those matching ones for Christmas, Lyle had let me have that Chad Fields money rod.
Yeah,
and I didn't want to use it, and I finally did, and I love the action and the way they handle fish.
That's my only thing, is I would be I don't know, scared to use it ain't the right word, but hesitant to use it, reluctant to use it.
Every time I cast, I freak out. Every time. I'm always afraid it's going to hook on something and it's going to jar out of my hand again, and I'm going
to. You need a tether. There's a history there.
Shut up.
Don't you guys tell me my collar was all up like Elvis? You guys, that's failing tonight, man. I'm sitting there with the collar halfway up, and y'all not telling me.
You got any other? I'm gonna look around here. Let me see if I got any other ones that I haven't thought about.
I bought Christina and Mad Cats last year at CatCon, and it's still right now, as of right now, still the only Mad Cats we own. But we tried it out for the first time during a tournament, of all places. We were like, let's get this thing out and try it. We really do like the action of it. And, there's something to be said for Mad Cats. They're they went just to the extreme with color combinations. You can get anything you want and still be the same action that's on any of those rods. So they're sending me what here?
Oh, somebody just messaged me and said it's just a rod, Chad. And that person, I have an emoji for you, so shut up.
Yep.
Go back to sleep.
I'm surprised he didn't have an emoji for me. I know.
All right, so you got any other rods that you can think of that you would put up on an actual Mount Rushmore of the top rods of all time?
We've got the Tangled Catfish. We've got the Ugly Stick. I've put 3 on there.
I got one. And I just want to see your face when I say it.
I'm going to stick on my Mount Rushmore rods. That's I'm gonna narrow it down, but I'm gonna go with that Zebco Big Cat.
It's a good one.
They have.
You wouldn't go with the Whisker Seeker Catfish and Carp Edition?
No.
Okay, I was just wondering.
No.
The Iowa Beef Stick. That is a good one, actually.
I always wanted to get one of those.
Yep. I had and I think I don't see it over here. I'm not sure where I have it. It may be outside. But I had
right answer, Ray. That's a right answer right there. Tangled with Catfish.
Yeah, I had honestly, I think Tangled Catfish is one of the only ones I haven't bought out of the.
Their bumping rod's freaking awesome.
I've got an Uncle Lou bumping rod, so
I bought 2 of their bumping rods the first year that they had them. I went in and I made a beeline to Tangled with Catfish, bought 2 bumping rods right on the spot.
Not bad, not bad.
We don't have Lyle here tonight to add his, but
that's because he's watching his.
We should start making up Lyle's list too, so we could.
We could definitely come up with Lyle's list.
Yeah.
Nah, we probably shouldn't.
No,
we'll probably get in
trouble.
See, and I get, it's just a rod, and I, like I said, with the day that I threw my my Uncle Lou rod with my 7,000 Catfish Special in the river, I literally, like, my heart sunk.
Mm-hmm.
It's different to me for something like that I got from somebody I know that I consider friends and are special to me, than if I like a Tangled. I have never met or anything with those guys. That sucks, but it's just a rod. But
I've broke
that hurts more.
Yeah, I've broke Tangled with Catfish rods. I call up Jerry Klein and I say, hey, I broke one, and he's always been good to me on it. But it doesn't, am I upset at the time whenever I broke the rod? Yeah, of course. I broke the damn rod. But it's not like, getting a Lyle rod, and he could say that, it's just a fishing rod, guys. But again, it's the person who made it. And,
just like my Lyle rods.
Yeah,
you can say that they're just rods, but they were hand built by him. Yeah, and I consider Lyle family.
Absolutely.
And
who else? Where else you gonna get a rod built by the man who invented fishing rods?
I mean, yeah, he basically invented like fish. He helped design them.
He helped design fish.
So he's got to know how to catch them.
I'm waiting for the emojis to roll in now.
Yep. Good night, Bill. All right. I think those are the two.
I think we beat rods to death there. So
yeah. So what do we go with next?
Catfish bait. Your 4 catfish baits.
The Mount Rushmore of catfish bait. Number 1, shad. The most versatile year-round bait.
Yep.
And if you say chicken, you're getting kicked out. I'm doing
chicken. I could not going to be on my Mount Rushmore catfish bait.
That shocks me.
But Moon Eye will.
Ooh.
If I have the choice between certain times of year, but if I have choice between shad, moon eye, and skipjack, I'm going to put moon eye on every rod I have.
Now this one's also hard because are you basing it on just off of your area, or anywhere in the say eastern U.S. from
I would
the
say anywhere
middle U.S. over?
If the waters have moon eye as a native species, then that is my, if I can get my hands on it, that's my go-to bait. It's a heck of a summertime bait.
Oh, look, here they come. Chicken, get out of here. Now, see, if I'm going with something like that, here's probably a really good one. Would be suckers, but I would
I've never used one.
You need to start using them when we go out to Mendota because they're a good bait. But bluegill would be my second.
Bluegill's got to be on there.
Yep, bluegill would probably have to be my second choice for all time. Anywhere in the U.S. that I'm basically going to fish would be shad and bluegill.
I'd expand that even to any, to encompass all panfish. So you've got your bluegill, you got your green sunfish, you got your red ear, you got your crappie, all those excellent catfish baits.
That was going to be my third one. I mean, obviously, I love skipjack, but it's only really native to the Mississippi River Basin and all the tributaries. So if I'm looking at everywhere, well, legality it plays a factor in this too. And I'm going to say this one just to piss James Dockery off, but I would love to be able to use crappie. That would be
it's a good bait, man. It's an awesome bait. Skipjack got to make my list. It's hard to beat a skipjack. Anything in the Mississippi Basin, Mississippi, Ohio, Tennessee, Cumberland rivers.
Yeah,
that's a good
skipjack. I love skipjack. Like I said,
they're fun they're fun to catch.
Oh my God, they're the fun.
They're a blast to catch.
I will take catching them over any other bait fish.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely got to throw skipjack on there as my end, only because, like I said, if I travel, outside of our area, there's not going to be skipjack prevalent anywhere. Number one bait frequently.
It's a primary forage fish for that time of year in that body of water. It's going to catch you more. Oh, Jeremy, you're not supposed to talk about that. That's a secret weapon. Those old red and green bags of rusty shad from Walmart. Best bait ever.
If you are going and using those outside of a joke,
it's such a top secret bait that not even the fish know they're supposed to bite.
Exactly.
They're just now they're trying to time out Creole.
What, they need help?
Ooh, eels. I've not tried an eel.
I have.
I wanted to, and I will eventually do that. I always, every time I see a banded water snake, I try to catch him because I'm going to shoot a video and I'm going to get me one of those banded water snakes and I'm going to call it Hillbilly Eel. And we're going to try to catch fish off a banded water snake.
Now we do have eel prevalent in our rivers. We have a couple bait shops here that now sell them, and I've only used them a handful of times, and I don't know if it's a good bait year round or not. It was warmer water when I was using it, so I figured it would have been good. I have not had as much luck as some of the other people that claimed that they're pretty good or doing all right on them.
Nubby's confirming my theory there that they would work good.
You have fun with that.
They don't bother me.
Been a while. I used to.
So how about Asian carp? Do they make your Mount Rushmore list?
No.
Only
because honestly, I've not used them up here very much.
You guys don't have them as much as we do, though.
Not yet. They're here.
They're there. You'll get them. Parker.
Stop it. Chad, do they sell them by the pound? I believe it is by the pound that they're selling them.
Schmieder at the Cedar said the big yellow grasshoppers. That's those big Desert Storm grasshoppers.
Mm-hmm. Danny, I'm sure Asian carp is great down there where you're at. We are, like I said, we started seeing hatchlings last year of the Asian carp. You know, the little bitty tiny hatchling.
Oh, you'll have them. It's just a matter of time now.
Well, we had already had some people catch the bigger ones, but that means they're starting to reproduce in our area. So now it's going to see what actually happens with them.
Now, mice are different. So mice work good.
Yeah.
Mice do work good. Creole said crawfish, awesome bait down there, especially for smaller fish.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like crawfish, and you stick a hook in one, I might have a hook in me. Kind of like shrimp. I've used shrimp as bait. I have caught fish on shrimp as bait. But if I have Lyle Stokes in the boat, I am not going to use shrimp as bait because it's just going to hook Lyle.
Yeah, as I say, I ate a half a tray of jumbo shrimp today for lunch. So
I know, I saw you posted that.
Look, Muskrat says guys snagging 40 to 50 Asian carp at Green Up last year. 50 pound.
Let me bring this one up. Parker says supposedly it's supposed to be a massive infestation of cicadas. They have two different broods that like come out every 13, 14 years or whatever. At this time, I guess this year they are supposed to both come out at the same time. And we are Southern Illinois, Western Kentucky, and Southeast Missouri are ground zero for this cicada bloom or whatever you want to call it, invasion.
They say every year is the 17-year bloom of them, and
yeah,
we had one a couple years, like in the last couple years, it was kind of big, but it wasn't nothing like seems like it was back in around 2001 to 2003, somewhere in there. We had a really big one. That one was insane.
I've been wanting to use them for bait.
Never had luck.
Like I said, the first time they used prepackaged Asian carp, caught 20 blues. Asian carp's a good bait. It doesn't make my list, Mount Rushmore either, but they are good. I caught a mud puppy one time in the cast net, and I did catch a fish off that mud puppy. So
make sure you check your local laws for. Are you talking about a hellbender mud puppy?
I don't know if you're supposed to use the mud puppy, but I used the mud puppy, and this has been long enough ago that the statute of limitations has expired. And I did catch a fish off the mud puppy. So
yeah, folks, anything you hear, make sure you check your local state laws.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, we were talking about using crappie for bait, and you saw different people putting, it's not legal in Kentucky. It's legal in Ohio.
I can't use it here.
Cut them, and
now apparently though, I can, as long as I obey, because I have an Indiana license. If I am fishing the Indiana border and I am following their rod limits, I would be able to use crappie. Supposedly.
Be an interesting one.
Wabash
Nate said, yeah, you got to have night crawlers on there.
That's true. I can.
How many? I mean, that's what we always fished with forever.
I tell you what, that used to be one of the funnest things to go hunting after a rainstorm. My aunt's house at the time was on a old bait shop. It was right next door, and they used to their house and yard was so freaking fruitful of night crawlers. It was, you could take a 5-gallon bucket after a rainstorm and just fill it up. It was insane.
We had Pop always had a worm shocker, and that worm shocker was old whenever I was little bitty. And somewhere I still have his worm shocker that he made years ago, and I've built new ones, and I've even got a video showing how to build a worm shocker. But those were always fun.
That video.
You just shove those things in the ground, plug that thing in, and let it rip. The worms that come out, you unplug it before you go grab the worm, or else you're going to get bit by it too. But I figured, Chad, you would have the Jello hot dogs and Jello chicken, and
No. I grew out of that when I was a teenager.
That's Parker's list.
Yeah, Parker will never grow up though.
Northern View Outdoors said a lot of those laws could get confusing. That's the point, I think.
It very much can be.
Have enough contradicting stuff so that if they do want you, they can find something.
Yep. That's why you should always be as respectful as you can.
It helps.
Don't be a jerk.
Dan said he used to sell night crawlers $1 a dozen when he was a kid. Made a couple $100 a month. Man.
Dang, gone.
Heck yeah, Stan.
All right, so we've already filled 47 minutes of the show up in just 2 things.
In 4 categories, yeah.
What's the next Mount Rushmore that you want to talk about?
Let's give it to chat. Somebody
what do you guys want to see as the next Mount Rushmore?
Somebody put us a good one in there. Something controversial.
Ooh.
We've got hooks up there. Creole.
We talked about reels. Actually, we did reels and pumping reels.
922 says Stan was stealing the worms from Walmart and selling them. Rigs.
Got a couple for hooks.
Hooks is coming up a lot. Boat lunch. I like that one.
Boat lunch snacks. YouTubers.
Murillo's trying to get us in trouble.
Well, I can already tell you I'm on the forefront of the Mount Rushmore of co-host as well.
I told Chad to put a mohawk on me last night when he was making that thumbnail.
I couldn't find a great one.
Couldn't talk him into doing it. We did have a Karen haircut on Lyle, and it looked really good, but we took it off. So
yeah. Well, I figured that Lyle takes the Karen wig off for the shows when he actually joins us. What's up, Stonefly? Best river in the country. Ooh, that could be a good one, Josh. The Mount Rushmore of catfish fisheries.
Ooh, yeah. I like that one.
Me too.
And James Dockery had a suggested too. We can't do that one.
Yeah, no.
But
straight shank, Roger. My opinion. Depending on the application, but
either way.
Under a bobber or a double hook rig, I don't care if it's a straight or a bent, but any other time it's gonna be a straight shank. But I like that one we saw about the best.
Okay, let's do the best
waterways.
Best waterways there, and if we have time, we'll mess with the hooks, because we had a lot of
the hooks would be a good one.
So,
all right, I've already gone first the last 2 times. I'll let you go first this time.
All right, you'll be the first one on this one. Fisheries. Yep. I'm going with the Mississippi River, number 1 on that one.
Cute. Because I'm got to go with Kerr Lake.
Kerr Lake's another good choice.
It's monstrous fish and it holds the world record, so you got to have Kerr Lake on there.
Kerr's got to make it.
But even though after April, I'm going to put Gaston Lake on the map with the new world record. I'm just saying.
Y'all know I love the Ohio River.
No, I don't even love the Ohio River.
I love the Ohio River. That's my favorite river to fish, probably. But it's not making my list. Wheeler Lake is going to make that list, though.
Okay. I would agree with you on that one.
We've been there one time, and we didn't catch any huge fish, but there have been monsters caught from Wheeler. And
there's a lot of great fish caught.
Wilson and Wheeler. Tennessee River. I mean, we could expand that to the Tennessee River and just include all their fisheries.
Yeah.
Potato River, Chad.
No. Just no. Let's see if I'm going to, because you already stole Wilson and Wheeler, and you stole Mississippi, even though I've not fished Mississippi yet.
I thought
Really, I
you
mean,
had,
not,
you had fished
I have
Mississippi.
from the bank. I have not fished from the boat.
Did you catch a flathead from it?
I did.
That's what I thought.
Yep. Let's see. Even though I haven't fished it either, the Missouri River is probably going to be have to be up there just from the knowledge of other people, not Lyle, other people that actually fish it.
Well, I'm going with another one that I've never fished or even laid eyes on personally, but the James River is going on my list.
Why?
James River, there's some monsters out there.
Yeah, but it ain't nowhere near as good as like the Tennessee River. Just to start. I just want to start some grief. I gotta start. You wanted it. I'm gonna give it to you in chat. Look,
topic. There we go. I gotta go.
And look, you got trophy seekers and two stands gonna be throwing elbows here in a minute.
When we play the bragging board later, you'll see why the James River has to make my Mount Rushmore list.
All right. Is there any more? I mean, overall, majority of fish that you catch in those places are going to be some amazing fish. I honestly, Gaston gets kind of overshadowed by Kerr because of the world record, but Gaston is a hell of a fishery. It's got some great fish in it.
Is Jody saying no comment to this one? Jody's going to pick Baldwin.
Jody's after last 2 weeks ago is just not going to pick Baldwin.
Is going to pick Baldwin.
Trying to think, is there any other? Honestly, I think there's some sleepers here too, Josh, that really could be put. I don't think a lot of people fish them because they hit the Tennessee more than they do this, but Mendota, Lake Mendota, obviously for channel cats, but there's other lakes that I would love to go fish as well for them big channel cats, but Mendota is very near and dear to my heart. But like the Cumberland River is one that has got some great fish in it. Obviously, Micah Birdhart.
Mm-hmm.
He's put 2 state records for Tennessee out of the. I think that might be an overlooked.
Out of the Cumberland River, look at all the stuff that Peel and Drag catches out of there too.
Yeah,
he catches a ton. He catches some monsters out of the Cumberland. Sandusky Bay for channels. That's another good one.
Brian B's been drinking. Potomac doesn't get the recognition it deserves. It produces big fish. When?
Brian, I tried to get Chad to put the Potomac on his list, and he would not do it. Not yet. Later.
There's a lot of good fisheries out there, though. You
can
break that into river to lake, whatever.
The aquarium at Bass Pro Shops.
That would be a good one.
I would like to fish that. Chat's moving fast enough. I can't get the thing.
What Creole say that you missed?
What Creole say? He asked for reels, and we did that to begin with. Did I miss one?
I'm gonna
Creole. If I missed it, put it back up there.
Santee Cooper could be thought of, but I wouldn't see Santee Cooper being on the Mount Rushmore when you have some of the places that the bodies of water that we've talked about. Now, if you wanted to break it out and you did lake versus an all lake one or an all river one, or if you wanted to break it down by species, you could get a little bit more in depth on each of the different ones.
Put it back in there, Jeremy, because I must have missed it.
I'm scrolling up. I still don't see it. Oh, this might be this one. Mount Rushmore of Catfish holes. And I don't mean deep ones. No comment.
There was one on Red Lake on Super Bowl Sunday, and I'm still editing that video, and it's going to be fun. But he's one. Don't know his name, but There we go. Brian, I'm just trying to figure out why you use dang and then put a different,
I was gonna say, how are you gonna say dang and
one
then put
word and not the other? So,
it,
oh, we've lost chat. Parker's in there saying stuff, and
I don't know what's going on with these guys. But no, I feel like that's a good one, dude. Like you could, like I said, you could break that down if you wanted to go channel catfisheries or the blue. You could do all kinds of different things with that one.
We
I kind
could
of like
make the
that.
list of lists on that one, and dude,
That's what I was just reading. They still couldn't win it.
Oh,
because this is the bait shop. This is my bait shop setup.
Why we all keep our reel boxes? I'm guilty of that. I have been recently starting to throw them away.
Sacrilegious.
I don't need them.
So I've got a stack over here. I've got those, and I've got others you guys can't see and that are in a cabinet. But one, it's like jewelry boxes, right? You have the box that it came in, and then you can remember back then, like, hey, I only paid $125 for that reel. That's $300 now. It's 2 years ago.
That's sad. Yeah, you don't want to remember.
Thank you, Lyle's president. But then you got it also when you open those boxes up, I keep all the schematics cards and stuff.
I do keep the schematics. I do keep the schematics out of there. I've got a folder with those in there, and fish finder boxes. I'm guilty of that too.
I've got a couple of those.
I keep the box, but it comes in handy when you're doing like silly videos around Christmas time and want to make it look like Santa Stokes brought Caitlin a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
You just run and get all the fish finder boxes and all the crap you've bought and make it look like it's sitting there brand new. But
look at any boxes right here. Well, that and when you're trying to talk to even like on shows and stuff, instead of Googling everything, I can go, oh look, here's the Max. Sorry, feathers. There's the Max Toro and all the specs and stuff, right? The ball bearings, the Max drag, the weight of it, and all that kind of stuff. You can talk about those, and you always have it. And you don't have to just sit and Google it every time.
Yeah. Just that right there.
I keep everything in here. This is my bait shop, so it is a thing.
Roger said it's just a thing. Yeah, we all do it.
If we ever move, it's likely that I will have a whole section of the truck with boxes of just empty boxes to take with us.
Lyle's making his list and checking it twice. And
I threw one reel in the water. One. That's all it was. And I cried about it for like a long time.
Yeah. And you caught hell for it for years.
It's been like almost 3 years now, and people still not letting it go.
Still do it, yeah. Brian said he keeps boxes and throw them at Chad. You need to autograph Brian B this weekend.
I could autograph his head.
Just autograph Brian.
Oh, he better hope he's wearing a hat the whole time because I'm going to autograph his head. Look what I started now. What did I start? Yeah. Who's crying? You're all the one crying. I'm just saying.
Oh, well. Yep.
Honestly, the box.
It's not just a man thing. Yeah, it's a fisherman
thing.
It's a fisherman thing.
I'm telling you, the box of the reel that I threw into the river that day is probably one of these sitting right here on the.
Still sitting there.
Thing. So let's go hooks.
What'd you say? Go hooks?
Let's go hooks.
Let's go hooks. Okay.
What do you think I said?
No, I thought about something else.
You're weird, Kevin.
It's that time of year.
Kevin throws away his reel boxes. Psycho.
I'm getting to that point.
He's not going to get an autograph at CatCon. I can't. Yeah. Anyway, so
just be warned, everybody. If you're walking around CatCon this week, Chad is going to autograph something of yours, unless, like I said, $5 keeps him from doing that. Kevin, that's why I'm trying to get rid of all that stuff. I started keeping it, and I've realized that I've taken up a ton of space with it. But so
I'm a hoarder.
Finishing up with hooks. I know what doesn't make my list. I know right off the bat what doesn't make my
Go
list.
ahead. You can say it just to get it off your chest, because
it might be.
This is the second or third time you brought it up.
I hate them. They're Gama Katsus. I threw a whole package of those things in the river. Let them sink to the bottom. It's the best thing for them. And here comes the hate comments in chat, because I know, yes, they do make good stuff, but I had a package of those that were. The only thing I could figure, they'd been heat treated incorrectly. It was a bad batch.
Could have been.
And they were snapping. You'd get hung up, you'd pull, and you'd come back with the hook shank, and the rest of the hook was gone.
I just seen Buck. I'm not scared, Buck.
Oh, wow.
And how did I lose the whole entire Tennessee River? I actually chose them over the James River.
Yeah, he did. Anyway. He did.
So who's your first on the Mt Rushmore?
Thank you, Kevin. Right there. Had a Gama break on me. Threw the rest of them away. Can't trust them anymore.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. I don't buy a lot of commercial hooks. You guys put me in a bad spot, because I sell hooks, so I use mine. So Bonehead's got to be at the top of the list, and I'm partial on that, and I'm biased, but we're going to put Bonehead on that.
I have gone through a lot of different brands of hooks in the last couple of years, especially the last probably year and a half, trying different hooks. I do like the Diachi D85, because that was what my mentor told me to use, and that's what I started out with. But honestly, the Eagle Claw, the L197s that Lyle was talking about, I have really grown to like, because they are the same exact as the Mustad Perfect Demon, but the Mustads have a shorter shank. I like the longer shank that the Eagle Claw have. So that right now is my go-to, if I can find one.
I bought some stuff from a guy once, and he had a box full of Mustad Demons, and those were some awesome hooks. We won a couple tournaments on those hooks, so those have to make my list. Mustad Demon. They do have the short. I mean, they are short shanked. They're kind of weird. But.
Yeah. Now I like them. I've used them both. I was actually using them both side by side, trying to figure out which one I like the most. But the longer shank on the Eagle Claw, I like better for some reason. Me too, Brad.
There is one, and I'm going to say their name wrong, I'm sure. It's like Matsuko, something like that.
What'd you call me?
Yeah. And they make a sickle hook. But they make a large size sickle hook. And we've used those when flathead fishing. And we haven't caught a lot of flathead on them, but just haven't caught a lot of flathead in general. But if something bites on that with that sickle hook,
I hate our cat. They
are getting hooked, and you're getting them in. So that sickle hook, Parker.
There is another hook that is really growing on me, and there's, if the owner of that company is watching, I wish you would find them in a straight shank. But I think they're going to be great for like flathead fishing. They're more of a J style type hook, and I really like them. I just don't know what he's calling them. But he doesn't listen to me either when I say go buy straight shank hooks, and just like this, because I want them. Hopefully he knows who I'm talking to and he's listening. Boss, hit me and hit. But yeah, I don't know. I would have to throw the Diachi D85s up there on that list, because they've been around for a long time, really good.
Palmetto's going to make some hooks called jaw jackers.
I just hope they're not as dull as his jokes.
Okay, that was good.
Uh,
Their new golden whisker category right there, Kevin. Burn of the year.
Somebody else was talking about trash talker of the year earlier.
Yeah, just burn of the year, and you get
or yesterday.
You get your golden whisker thing, and you get a thing of burn ointment with it too. So,
You know that was funny. Don't even act like you did.
you know he laughed. You know he laughed.
Trying to think if there's any other real like hooks that are so far that I've found that would be good enough to put on there.
Those Team Catfish double actions always worked well. I haven't used them in a long time. They may have changed,
say,
but they always worked well. It's what we started out with.
I was gonna say I used to use those a lot years ago.
Now they're a heavy wire hook.
True.
But
trying to think. Yeah, I'm really honestly.
Everybody sells. Yeah, that's everybody's selling hooks.
Yep. Trying to think. Yeah, I can't think of any other ones that I think right now. There's some newer hooks that are coming, have been brought out. There's one company that I would like to try, but I've not. From me personally, I can't say that I would put them on a Mount Rushmore yet, because one, they're relatively new on the market. They've only been out, I know of, a couple years. But I think you gotta have a little bit of longevity on those as well. And those other hooks have been around for a long time, and they've proven themselves. So. Yes, it was Michelle.
Stan 3 said the FOA get them hooks,
and I don't disagree with Stan at all. There's a lot of people catching some great fish on Freddie's hooks. And one of the hooks is that I'm talking about that I really am growing fond of is one of Freddie's hooks. And I love Freddie to death. He's my brother. He's just getting them started. So let's continue to see what he does with it, and they keep proving themselves. And then, I wouldn't have a problem putting them on there.
922.
You got to get there first.
We did a show on that. It's been months ago, but we did a show on that, and we were talking about how wild there is no standardization for sizes. What one person calls a 5/0 is a 10 from another.
Yeah, like look at this here 5. This is a 5/0 hook right here.
Yep.
Like what, for a shark?
And that's what I like. We've got a place up the a couple hours up the road from us called Catfish Connection. It's up in Payne, Illinois, and they have probably one of the best product catalogs. Get on there, get catfishconnection.com, I think it is. Get on there, have them send you a catalog. It's real thick. You can keep it and look through it. But all their hooks, and they have a ton of different ones, they will show them actual size. So they're all printed actual size of the hook. That way you can, know what you're getting before you order something. You get on wish.com and order a 10/0 hook, and it's fit for bluegill. It's a number 10 hook. So.
But I don't think you'll ever get any standardization with that kind of stuff.
No, it's all going to be.
That's why I do like, even talking with Freddie, or you going to cat kind of stuff, looking around, because, looking online, this hook that I just had in my hand and I can't get out now because it's stuck in the plastic.
At least it's not stuck in your hand.
You could put a picture of just that and not know if it's a, actual 3/0 looking hook or a 10/0 like this is. This is a 10 or a 12. but being able to actually look, you can't unless they put like a picture of a quarter in between the shank and the hook point. You're not going to know what kind of gap it actually has. See, like this one here is huge.
You don't want to go and get you a 3/0 hook like this.
Yeah.
And one of these days I will catch a fish on this thing. I use it for videos, for knot tying videos, but I think they said it's like a 25/0 mustad. One of these days I'm gonna try to catch a fish with it.
It'll be like a 5-7 pound fish too that you're gonna catch in it.
Yeah, it will be. It'll poke its eye right out. But
yeah. Catfish sumo is one that I would like to try out. I've heard some decent things about them, but I haven't tried them yet.
Parker's giving out trade secrets now in chat. Hey, my wife's made it in.
Well, hello, Miss Dunnigan. Oh, Josh, anything else you can think of as far as this or anything else you want to talk about?
There's hooks. No, I think we've probably covered a bunch. You know what the thing is? I say this a lot. It's a dead horse that I beat often. But with Catfish Conference coming, and there's, like I said, going to be gear everywhere. Go with what you have the confidence in. You will have better results in what you have confidence in. So, yeah. I mean, we always tend to buy new shiny things every year at CatCon. I'm sure everybody does, but we do tend to stick with our old standbys too. So,
oh yeah,
we have fun fishing rods, reels, hooks. It don't matter what it is. It's a Ford, Chevy, Dodge, Toyota thing.
Very much.
We're all going to give each other a hard time, and at the end of the day, we all still hate the Honda Ridgeline. So, I mean, it's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So, but we've been talking about catching fish and gear for catching fish. Let's look at some fish that people have caught. Let me find
all right, let's do it.
Ooh, I've got this picture of Dockery and Lyle that I really want to bring up.
Well, while people were watching this tonight, I'm sure I wanted you guys to keep watching it, but obviously, if you've seen the thumbnail for tonight, it was Josh, Lyle, and myself on the Mt Rushmore, and there's one spot open. While you're sitting here watching this video that Josh is about to put out for the weekly bragging board, drop in chat the one catfisherman that you would put on the Mt Rushmore with us. Go ahead, Josh.
Here we go. You guys got about 2 minutes to get it done.
Howdy, folks. It's time once again to take a look at the Catfish Weekly bragging board. This one covers through the week of February 19th, 2024. Leading us off this week, Bugman22 spent some time fishing with J-Dog and came up with a couple of nice 10-pound cats. One from the Ohio River, the other from the Licking River. Great job, Bugman, and nice to see a new face on the bragging board. Next up, we have Jason from J-Dog's Gone Fishing. Jason is showing off a nice 18-pound cold weather flathead catfish. Great job, buddy. That's awesome fish. Roger from Muskrat Adventures caught this 43-pound blue catfish 5 minutes after the camera cut on stand day a couple of weeks ago. Roger calls it the curse of the camera, and we all know how that goes. Regardless, great job, Roger, and that is a great fish, my friend. Perennial fixture on the bragging board, Jerry from Parker Pursuits came up with a 42-pound and a 52-pound blue cat on a recent trip. Great job, Jerry, and keep up the good work, buddy. Closing us out this week, we have this behemoth 80-pound James River blue catfish sent to us by Dan from Goober Time Guide Service. That is an amazing fish, and we appreciate you sharing it with us, Dan. Thanks a lot, buddy. Don't forget, guys, you too can be featured on the Catfish Weekly bragging board. To be eligible, the fish needs to have been caught within the past 14 days, and we accept pictures of any species of fish. To get yourself or a friend on the bracket board, all you need to do is email your fish photo to pics@theweekendangler.com. Send us the information shown on your screen, and we'll get it on the board for you. Thank you all for watching. Have a great week.
That was some great fish right there.
Now you see why the James River made my list.
Yeah. Yeah. They're okay,
And
I guess.
There are a bunch of things in chat, different people nominating other people for the fourth spot on Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, a couple of them got timed out.
I saw one name more than anybody else's on there, and I think it's a good one. Doc Lang.
I did too.
I think, yeah.
I could definitely and be honored to be even anywhere close to that guy's Mount Rushmore because he's freaking phenomenal. So,
Chad, what you got coming up on the bait shop Thursday?
I have no idea yet. I can't get either of those two to ever help me with an idea. So I pretty much do it all by myself.
So
I'll come up with something.
So I need to know: will Freddie give us a behind-the-scenes CatCon glimpse Thursday on the bait shop? He should have the vendor pass and be in there doing his thing. That is
true. That is very true.
Hint, Freddie. That's a hint. FBI calls it a clue.
Josh, this was actually a really fun show. I think we could have went 2+ hours.
We could have gone.
But I think we should revisit this one again sometime, especially because the one that I saw right when we got ready to start that was depth finders. And I would love to argue with Lyle Stokes.
We have got to have Lyle on here that day, because if you get Lyle on screen, then you will have the big three of fish finders, each represented by a host. Lyle is hardcore Humminbird. Chad is Garmin. I'm Lowrance.
Yep, and you're both wrong, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, wow.
I'm like batting 1,000 tonight. That's awesome.
Stan, I'm going to time you out for that, for putting that kind of mental image in my eyes.
I don't know, Kevin. I assumed I will be here because I'm not staying down there. I don't have a hotel room Thursday night, and I only live like an hour and a half away. So
okay, Brian says you guys have a topic for Thursday. We'll be discussing CatCon and why Chad is so good looking.
Well, finally, he's been on the show a year and a half and finally came up with a show idea.
Look, we got Lyle's attention.
Oh, we're gonna loose? I will not lose. Look, you got him flustered. He can't even type. Knowing that Garmin will always and forever be more superior than Humminbird now. So anyway,
you could dial a Lowrance in like nobody's business.
Yeah, if you can get it to turn on, but that's a whole different story.
They turn on every day. The only one that I've ever had to get stupid is a Humminbird. I have Garmin's, I have Humminbirds, I have Lowrances. The only one that's ever done stupid stuff is the Humminbird. I had to take a Helix 7 apart and drain all the water out of it because the fish finder decided to get water in it during a rainstorm. So
interesting. Chad is losing. What do you say? I don't know. Yeah, if you haven't, make sure you guys and gals please hit that thumbs up. I think it's been a fun show myself.
I think we've had fun tonight. We've had a bunch of everybody chiming in chat. So,
and like I said, I think this one is definitely something we could follow up on down the road and do another show about it.
Fish finders. I saw somebody talk about rigs.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we could fishing line. I mean, we covered what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We covered 6 topics tonight.
Did we really? It felt like we only did like 4.
We did reels, bumping reels, fisheries, catfish bait, rods, and hooks.
Wow, we did do that
many. I'm writing them down as we went here. So.
That's awesome. Well, I hope you, like I said, hopefully everybody enjoyed it. I know I did. Yeah, fun to. because there's really no, honestly, no, there's not really a wrong answer. It's your personal preference, what's what. But I mean, everybody knows though that I was the most right of all the people and items that I put on the Mount Rushmore. It's because I'm the greatest co-host of all time. Is what it is. Anyway,
hit that thumbs up. Y'all that are traveling this week, be extremely careful
Yes.
out there traveling. Like I said, we can't make it to CatCon this year, unfortunately, but spend some money for me while you're out there. So
you send it to me and I'll spend it, buddy.
If I had your money, I could burn mine. So.
I'll listen at you. All right. Have a good week, everybody. We'll see you sometime later on this week, either one of these shows, but probably on the Bait Shop because it's the #1 show next to Catfish Weekly. Love you all. Have a great week.
Have a great week.
Thanks for watching.
We had fun.